Hola, hola, hola. ¿Todo bien? Hola, 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 hola. Hola. Hola, 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 hola. Hola, 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 hola. Hola, 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 hola.
How would you explain the difference between value types and reference types in C sharp?
Value types stores is the actually data directly in their own memory locations. Reference type stores are reference the data, not the actual data it itself.
How do you use properties in a C sharp class? And what are auto properties?
Properties properties in C Sharp are used to control access to class files. They let you get the set values safely, often with extra logic if needed. Up.
What is the purpose of using var in C sharp? And when should it be avoided?
Um, a var lets compiler decide the variable type based on the value you assign.
How would you write and use an enum in C sharp?
An enumeration is a special type Okay, how do I write? Okay, I create a class with a public with the prefix enum and the name of the class, for example, day. And after that, I write Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and assign a value.
How do you use a for loop versus a for each loop in C Sharp?
Use for loop when you need to change items by index or skip items. And we use for each when you use one to read each item and you don't need the index.
What are access modifiers in C Sharp and how would you use them?
The main access modifiers in C Sharp are public, private, internal, protect, internal, and private protect. Public, anyone can access. Private, only the same class can access. Protect, only the same class as the child classes access.
How do you create and use a simple method in C Sharp?
Okay, you define a method with a return type, a name, and a parenthesis for parameters. If you uh, if you want it, you can you call the method by writing its name as passing any values.
What's the difference between a class and a struct in C Sharp?
Uh, a class can generate from another class, but it can implement many
How do you handle null values and prevent null reference exceptions in C Sharp?
Okay, always check if an object is null before using it. Use the null conditional operator. Use a null collection operator. Um, initial, Initializar variables when you declare them.
How would you use string interpolation and concatenation in C Sharp?
String String concatenation means joining strings together using the plus operation. And string interpolation means putting variables directly inside a string using um, uh, uh, period.
How would you use inheritance and polymorphism in C Sharp?
In the reset lets you create a new class based on X6 class. So a new class gets all the features that the old one. And polymorphism you lets you use the base class reference and to call methods on different child classes. And the right method runs based on the real object.
How do you override a method? And when would you use virtual and override keywords in C Sharp?
In, in C Sharp, we use the virtual keyword in the base class to allow the method to be overridden. Use the override keyword in the child derivative in the child class to
What's the difference between ref and out parameters in C sharp?
Ref means the variable must be initialized before you pass into the method. And out means the variable doesn't need to be initialized before, but the method must assign a value before it returns.
How do you handle exceptions and use custom exceptions in C sharp?
I handle exception using try, catch, and finding the blocks. Put risky code inside try if an error happens, catch runs, and use finally for the code that should runs like the cleanup. For the custom exception, I create a new class that inherits for exception.
What are delegates, and how would you use them in C sharp?
And a delegate is like a pointer to a method. It can hold a reference to a method with a specific signature. And delegate lets you pass the method as a parameter, store them in variables, or call them later. They are used for callbacks, events, or flexible call where you want to choose which method to run runtime.
What is an interface, and how is it different from an abstract class in C sharp?
An interface is a contract that defines that what methods or properties a class must have, but it doesn't provide any code for them. An abstract, an abstract class can have both method definition and abstract methods.
How would you use link to filter and transform collections in C Sharp?
LinkU lets you work with collections using simple queries. Use where to filter items based on a condition. Use select to transform or project each item into new form. LinkU works with arrays, list, and another collection.
How do you implement and use extension methods in C Sharp?
And extension methods let you add methods to exist types without changing their code. Use an extension method. Use an extension method to add helper function to types that you use often.
What's the difference between synchronous and asynchronous methods in C Sharp?
As a synchronous method runs one step at the time of the block to the program until they finish. And a synchronous method can run in the background so the program can keep the working while waiting for them to finish.
How do you use the using statement for resource management in C Sharp?
The using statement is based to work with resources like files or database connection that need to be cleaned before to be cleaned up after use. Hello, 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 hello.
Can you tell me about your professional background and what skills or strengths have helped you succeed in your role?
I have worked as a full stack developer at Telcel since 2018. My main skills are C Sharp, .NET, JavaScript, React with JavaScript, SQL Server Entity Framework, and Azure DevOps. I'm good. I am a good analyzer user need and a great software solution that help the business. I design and develop internal system, RESTful web services, and manage databases. I am strong when a problem-solving teamwork and sharing knowledge with my colleagues. I always focus on clear documentation and continuous improvement. Also, I enjoyed helping clients and working together to reach goals.
Could you describe a task or responsibility you've handled that made you feel especially proud and what made it meaningful to you?
I designed and developed an internal system at the cell to optimize a key business process. Also, I work closely with the user that understand their needs and create a solution that save them time and reduce errors. I was responsibility for the full process, analyze, development, testing, and deployment. Um, one project was mindful. The project that was mindful became it made daily work easy for many people and improved the productivity. Also, I feel proud because I saw the positive impact of my work and received good feedback for my users. And also, it helped me grow up my technical and communication skills.
What has been the most challenging situation you faced at work? and how did you handle it?
The most challenging situation when sorry, the most challenging situation was when a critical internal system had sudden issue in production affecting many users. So I had to quickly analyze the problem to find the root cause and fix under pressure. I work closely with my team, communicate clearly with the users, and stay calm. We used logs and debugging tools to identify the issue and applied fast and safe solution. After fixing, I improved the system and prevent the same problem in the future. And that experience and taught me stay focused during stress and importance for of teamwork and good communication.
Can you share a time when you encountered a problem you couldn't solve? What were the obstacles, and what did you learn from it?
There was a time when I faced a complex bug in a system that couldn't couldn't solve alone. The main obstacle was not having enough information about how the part of the system worked. I tried different solutions, but nothing worked. So I asked my team for help. Together, we reviewed the code and shared ideas until we found the answer. I, l- I learned that it's okay to ask help, and that teamwork is very important. Now, I always try to document my work better and help others when they have problems.